have started. We are live. Thank you, everybody who is with us on the platform. Okay, quickly, let's get started. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you are. My name is Chidi Kalu, real estate coach, investor, property developer, and what have you. Today we're going to be talking about real estate. Today on the Real Estate Money Show, we're going to be talking about real estate investment. I'm going to be talking about strategy that helps you build your money. Strategy that helps you build, that you can use in building serious cash flow. We're going to be doing a bit of analyzing what a cash flow property is and how you can maximize real estate investment. Most of the time, I've often said that most people believe that real estate is actually for the rich. But indeed, it is not just for the rich. Real estate is also for those who want to be rich. Real estate is an opportunity for anybody who wants to maximize serious success and build on and leverage on their investment. So for us to be able to build serious success, we need to understand how real estate works whenever we want to, as long as we want to invest in real estate. So it's important for us to build on the right platform, on the right platform that helps us maximize true success. So we're going to be focusing on how the strategy that you need to adopt to analyze real estate cash flow. A lot has been happening in our country today. A lot of things have been going on in our country today where a lot of people believe that real estate is not for them, that real estate is out of their reach. They have been rigged out of exciting deals. There are many people who want to invest in certain areas. Shall I mention the areas? Areas like Surulere, areas like maybe Port Harcourt, areas like in Abuja. But people always often believe that real estate is that those areas are out of their reach. So what people rather will want to invest in, they want to invest in their villages. They want to invest in the outskirts of town. So they don't want to participate in where the real money is being made. Real money is being made where people can pay good price for. You can do real estate in certain areas where you know that there are very high demand, and you can leverage on the opportunities that are within those places. But the question will now be, how do I participate? How do I get started? How do I ensure that that I'm also participating where Dangote also want to invest in? How do I participate in the kind of real estate investment that Otedola will want to also invest in? How do I ensure that I'm not just only investing in my village, where people just really use the property maybe just once in a month when there's a burial, probably in Oba, or there's a Christmas party probably somewhere in town that we need to use the property for. But you need to be able to ensure that the property is in use at all times, because any property that enjoys good value are property that are usable every time. So the question we're going to be looking at is that why investors, first of all, are buying rental property. Number one that you need to also realize is that we are a rental nation, not a owner's nation, not a property owner's nation. We are a rental nation. And I'm going to say this. Most people like to buy property for ownership. But the real deal is that we as a country, we are not a property owner nation. I'm going to analyze that. Most people want to buy property for ownership. But the truth of the matter is that Nigeria as a nation is not for owners alone. It is majorly for people who are renting. And I'm going to explain. There is no way in this country where you can truly own a house, with minimum wage. There's no way in this country where you can own a house, you can buy a property just by minimum wage. How much is minimum wage again? Minimum wage is 30,000 naira. 30,000. Minimum wage is 30,000 naira. Just 30,000 naira. So what property are you going to buy in 1 year with 30,000 naira on a yearly basis, on a monthly basis? That in 10 months, you're talking about 300,000 naira. In 10 years, that's in 1 year, it's about 360,000 naira. That's what the person is living on. Then in 10 years, you're talking about 3.6 million naira. What kind of property will you buy with 3.6 million naira? That is, for the person who is earning minimum wage, his rent is inside. The property, his rent is inside, his feeding is inside, and all of that. So you can't really afford to buy property on minimum wage. You cannot afford to buy property on minimum wage. You can't buy any property in Nigeria on minimum wage. And that's where we need to be realistic with ourselves. We are a rental market. Most of the people who you want to service or you want to buy, you want to build, you want to service with your real estate investment, they're going to be renting from you. So a lot of the time, some people just want to deceive themselves and say, you know what, I just want to buy property where I can live in. That is why you find out that your 7-bedroom duplex or your 8-bedroom duplex mansion is probably a waste because you are not taking advantage of the rental market. You are focused on just doing property because you just want your ego. You just want to enhance your ego. You know, you want to feel cool with yourself and all of that. You want a name to be a street to be named after you, and that is where the challenge for most people really are. Number two is that investors will always beat buyers in the market that we operate in Nigeria, in the real estate market in Nigeria. Investors will always beat buyer. Now, do you say, oh, who is a property investor and also who is a property buyer? A property investor simply makes money from his investment. He doesn't necessarily have to have the property tied to his name, but what he's just doing is that he's participating in real estate for the purpose of earning cash flow and income. That is the idea. That is what he, as a property investor, is focused on. But a property buyer may just be interested in just ownership, possession. I want the street to be named after me. I want this property in my name. I want to just have the property for social status. I want people around me to know that I have a property. And that is where a lot of the time we make serious error, because our idea of real estate is distant. So the focus we need to do is to focus on property investment. Because let me tell us this: he who controls the cash, who has the cash, control the economy. He who owns the cash control the economy. Who owns the cash control the economy. So you cannot control an economy where your money power is very weak. You are going to. I'm hearing myself. You can't have. You need to be able to. You need to have. You can control the economy where your money power is very strong. So you need a situation where your money power is very, very strong. So it is investors who control the game. Landlords just own the property, but investors control the game. For you to control the market, for you to own the market, for you to control the economy, you need to start thinking in terms of becoming a property investor who earns cash flow. And that's on one part. The other three things that we also still need to do or recognize that cash is trash in Nigeria. Cash is trash. I will repeat it again. Cash is trash. And why is cash trash? If you have cash on you and you don't know how to channel them into a resourceful project that will give you guaranteed a cash flow again and again, what you're simply doing is that you are throwing your money. It's like you are throwing your money into the trash can. Now, Naira moved from 230 Naira, is it 230 Naira to $1 to about 500 and to about 500. And I think last week the situation was so bad that the CBN had to ban the sales of dollar transfer to the Bureau de Change guys, and now the banks are the one taking over now. Now, it simply tells us this, that cash is trash. From 230 to $1 to 500 to $1. Just imagine that you've been holding your 230 Naira, or you have been holding 2.3 million Naira for the past 4 years, or for the past 5 years. Your money is gone down, man. So international investors are bringing in their cash into the Nigerian market right now, and they are buying up properties that ordinary Nigerians can't even afford to buy. So with about $15,000, people will come into the space, into the Nigerian space, and they will buy up properties that Nigerians can't even buy. They will control the economy. Why? Because the Nigerian cash is what is trash. So you need to focus on what can I do? What can I invest in that at the end of the day that I'm going to get good value or good income from? So don't think that, okay, because you have money in the bank that you are a billionaire, because you could just become a millionaire from your billions. Your millions could be nothing tomorrow. So what you need to do to guarantee that space for yourself is the kind of investment that you put your money into. And so for most people, you are simply throwing our money away. And we are fighting money rather than attracting money. So you need to understand that you need to focus on the energy that your money will bring to you. What kind of energy do you want? What kind of things do you need to put your fund into, put your money into, so that you can own certain space? And that's why we need to get started. And that's what this platform is all about. Teaching you how to invest right. Cash is trash. Stop thinking that, okay, the cash that you have is going to help you tomorrow. Cash is trash. Your 230 million naira will be worth nothing if you don't put them into resourceful use. It is trash. And that is why we were discussing with somebody over the weekend, and the person said, "Oh, I have this property. I don't keep money over a period of time. Why does this person keep money over a period of time? Because she recognized that cash is what is trash. You don't just keep money and just think that, okay, oh, the money, oh, you are saving money, and everybody, the banks are telling you, save money. You are good to go. Yes, it's good to save money, but it's better to invest. It's good. It takes discipline for you to invest, for you to save money. But you know what? It takes greater discipline for you to invest. Investment is better than saving. The kind of investment that you need to think in terms of as an investor is always thinking of how to multiply the money. A saver is always thinking of how to manage the money. So multiplying the money is even much better than even managing the funds. So it's important that you understand that I need to have an investment mentality, a multiplication mentality, a mentality that makes 230 million naira become 550 million naira. And that's the kind of concept that you need to be able to adopt over time. Because you know what? Cash is what is trash. Any cash that is not built into a resourceful project or into a resourceful use for multiplication is simply trash. Only an investment makes your money become resourceful. So you need to understand why we are doing that. We need to be able to understand. So we're going to be doing a bit of analysis of how do you analyze cash flow? How do you analyze a cash flow project? Why we have built this particular background. How do you analyze a cash flow project? How do you analyze a project is good enough to invest in? Or a project is good? How do you make sure that, okay, this project is good for me to put in my money? Number one is that you need to understand the cost of property. What's cost? The cost of a property. The cost of a property. I do need to do a bit of writing. The cost of a property. What's cost? Number one is cost. So what's the cost of this project? What will it cost me? What this property, what will it cost me? What will it cost me to have? How much am I going to be paying for the property? That's one. How much am I going to be paying for the property? Number two is neighborhood. The neighborhood. Neighborhood. What kind of neighborhood do I want to invest in? Do I like this environment, or will it make me money? What is this income of this neighborhood? The average income of the people within this neighborhood. Average income. Average income. Average income of the people within this neighborhood. What is their average income? Now, because if, for example, a property, the cost of having a property, let's imagine that the cost of is about, let's say, maybe 100 million naira. That's what it will cost me to own the property. And the average income of the people within that area environment, maybe the family income is close to about, let's say 2 million naira a month for the same property. Now the question is, let's say maybe they are investing that's a month. Let's say 30% of their income is going to paying rent. That would be about 600,000 naira every month. Now, over time, as an investor, how much will I have made? So in 12 months, I will have generated, 12 times 6 is about 7.2, right? 7.2. In 12 months, I will have generated 7.2 million naira. Now, in about 10 years, how much will I have generated? I will have generated just 72 million naira in 10 years. The question I will now need to ask myself is that in 10 years, I'm generating 72 million naira for a property I bought for 100 million naira. Is it good enough for me to invest in it? So because the question will now be, what kind of exit strategy will now need to adopt over time? So you need to focus on, so it's just not enough to focus on the cost of the property. You also need to understand what the value, what the average income of the families that live in that particular space. What is the average income like? Because some of the people who earn similar income tend to live in the same location. people who, that's just what society is all about. So you have areas like, let's say Banana Island, for example. There's an average income for Banana Island, for those who live in Banana Island. There's an average income for those people who live in Mushi. There's an average income for those people who live in Guagalada in Abuja. There's an average income for those people who live in Uturu in Abia State. So you need to focus on, while you have done that, you need to focus on what is the cost of owning this property versus the cost of the income the neighborhood income, the average neighborhood income that makes me want to invest in this area. So if I have done this analysis now and I realize that in 10 years I'm not going to be able to enjoy going to earn good return on investment, what will I do? I just need to back out of the deal. Because every property, you need to be able to understand that a property should give you at least between 2.5, is it 2.5? Okay, 3.5% return on investment every month. 3.5% return on investment. You'll be able to get 3.5 return on investment on a monthly basis, so that over the period of 6 years, if you're investing in your property, you'll have made good money. I'm going to be doing a bit of analysis of how that works, especially in light of our own project and development in Fairfield. I'm going to do a bit of analysis. Let us even say, okay, there's a project we're part of, Fairfield. A project we started with 6.6 million naira. But over time, the project currently is selling for, how much is the 2-bedroom going for now? 60 million naira. The same 2-bedroom in 2019 was going for 6.6 million naira. But over time, now going for about 16 million naira. Now, I often tell people this: when you are investing in real estate, don't invest for appreciation. Invest for the purpose of earning cash flow. Let appreciation become a bonus. Because when you focus on cash flow, appreciation is even automatic. When you focus on what? When you focus on cash flow, appreciation becomes automatic. Appreciation of property becomes automatic as a result of the cash flow you're able to generate. Now, what most people rather focus on is that they try to focus on doing what? They try to focus on the appreciation. Rather than, oh, this property is going to be, I buy this property for 6.6, it's going to be worth 80 million naira in the next 5 years, in the next 6 years. But that is not what I mean. We are focused on. We are focused on the cash flow. The appreciation is the incentive. The appreciation is the bonus. And that is where a lot of the time, many of us will miss good opportunity. Because we are too focused on appreciation. Oh, I buy a land. The land is this. Then all of a sudden, the property is worth maybe 80 million naira. Oh, good. So, but the truth of the matter is that you can be asset rich and cash poor. You can be asset rich and cash poor. So you have the property is valued. Is it? I won't ask people. Is it value that will pay your school fees? Just imagine that. Okay, you say you want to you want to pay your children's school fees, and you go to school and you say, you know what, the property I own in so place is worth 80 million naira. It's appreciated by 100%. Please, let my children be in school. Let my children be in school. With the headmistress say, or the headmaster say, you know what? Because the property is what has appreciated by 100%. You know what? No more school fees. Nobody will do that. So the question will now be, you need cash every day, and that doesn't matter. Cash flow every day. You need cash every day. You need cash flow every day. You need to generate serious cash flow every day. And how do you generate serious cash flow every day? Is by focusing on the things that you need to focus on per time. So you need to understand the average income. That's one. Then number two, also you need to understand that you need not to focus your energy on appreciation. I'm going to tell you what we did to help increase the value of the property. Some of our clients initially weren't even happy when we asked them to, even sometimes we asked some people to pay some extra cash for their to finish the apartment and all of that, because some of them paid about 6.6 million naira. And what we did was that we realized that the income of the property will not generate as good cash flow as it was meant to generate. So what do? We increase the space. We increased maybe space of maybe about 20 square meter, we increased it by 3 square meter, so it became like 23 square meter. We increased another one by another number of square meter and all of that. Guess what? We didn't even know how the properties even appreciated. That was not even the intention in the first instance. It was that we want this property to enjoy good value, good rental value, even though it is in Abidjan. So what we did was I would just increase the space. And by virtue of increasing the space, guess what? The property moved in 2 years from 6.6 to 16 million naira in 2 years. Can you beat that anywhere? I'm not even sure your treasury bill can afford that. I'm not even sure your mutual fund will even achieve that. So the question will now be, so you need to be able to analyze that. First of all, I'm interested in cash flow. I'm not just interested in appreciation. So don't just think that, okay, the property that you're buying today will just appreciate over time because it is there. It is value, the things that you do on that property that makes the property appreciate, and what you want to use it for. So it is better for a property to be used as a cash flow development or a cash flow project that generates you cash on a regular basis. Let the cash flow. Number 3 is that you also need to understand expenses that you need to be making on, that you'll be making on the property. What kind of expense will I be making on the property? Expense like facility, maintenance, the garden, keeping the garden properly. If it has a swimming pool, what am I going to be doing with? How will I be cleaning the swimming pool? How will I be fixing the toilets? The toilet termites that will be coming around the house. How am I going to be fixing when there's no light? What kind of? I've often said to people that if, for example, maybe you could generate maybe 24 hours electricity or probably maybe guarantee 18 hours electricity for people, guess what? Whether the property is in the outskirts of Abuja or probably the property is in Ekpe or so, people will always find their way towards that location. Do you know why? Because people want certain amenities that they may not have somewhere else. So you need to focus on some of those things to increase the value of cash flow. People will always find their way into your project, into your apartment when you put certain service in those apartments. Now, don't say, I often say to people, somebody in Enugu was telling me that people in Enugu, they just want to buy land in certain place, in the present part in Enugu. They don't want just to buy land. They will build by themselves. And I said to them, you know what? It is not about building yourself. Put in facility. Put in facility on this particular project. The project we're handling in Abidjan, one of the major other reasons why the property seems to appreciate or seems to get good traction or good margin is majorly because the property for example, I'm not pretty sure there are many contemporary estates in Nigeria or in Lagos that are currently running a concretized road. I'm not sure. Those are some of the things that you help to enhance. So as an investor, what you need to be thinking, what will I do to bring in value to this project, to this property? Because I need to create space for myself. I need people to come in. I need footprints. Because the more footprint you have into your project, into your site, into your apartment, the more income you're going to be able to generate as a real estate investor. The problem most people who are investing in real estate, because you want to make quick cash, you want to flip the property, you buy the property, you innovate, and you sell it off immediately. No, focus on cash flow. I want to focus on a project that, because you know why? My son does not want to understand what appreciation is. I can't tell him that tomorrow you're going to buy ice cream, you're going to take ice cream. I can't promise him tomorrow he's going to feed, he's going to get that particular stuff, the toys that he wants. I can't promise him what he wants it now. If your son, if maybe as a mother, your son wants breast milk, you can't afford to say, you know what, the breast milk, you know what, you're going to take breast milk tomorrow. No, feed me breast milk tomorrow. No, tomorrow, not today. Take breast milk tomorrow. No, tomorrow, not today. So the question is, your children don't understand appreciation. What they understand is what? It's cash flow. They want it now. They want it now. Give them now. And what you can guarantee for yourself, cash flow is an indication that your project is good enough. If people can't use your property today, if that property that you have, people cannot use them today, then it is gone. It is gone. It is gone. If the property that you have, nobody will use them. It is the usability of every property that determines the cash flow that it generates. People should be able to use your property. People should be able to use your property that you have. So that's why don't buy a property that people can't use. You don't have an investment. You are buying a 7-bedroom duplex. What kind? What are you doing to yourself? You are hurting your future. You're hurting your cash flow. And if the major asset that you have probably is a Lamborghini and you don't really have any other asset anymore, you're hurting your future. So focus on the income generating assets, the asset that can give you the kind of cash flow that you want. Because you know what? The money every day will keep money for tomorrow. We make you have money for tomorrow. So you need money every day because money is a necessary retreat for everyday living. People say, oh, no, don't talk about money. They would like to talk about money. But the question is, what else do you want us to talk about, please? Because we live in an economic planet, for crying out loud. We live in an economic planet. We live in a planet of figures. Oh, what is the population of the world? Where is this planet? Maybe 7 billion or 8 billion. That's what that we live in an economic planet, brother. We need sister. We live in an economic planet. We need a planet that speaks money every day. Oh, have you heard some people who they don't want to step out of their house if there's no money in their pocket? You know why? Because they don't want to go break an egg. They don't want to stop. Because when you step out, some people when you step out, it's money that's calling you. Money is knocking at your door. Because you know what? Oshodi, that the conductor is crying out loud. He simply is calling money. Because what will change you? Because he wants money from you. He's not calling you to just enter his bus and just go on a ride. He wants to get your money from you. And if you don't have your money, please, bole. Don't even bother coming close to me. Because that guy is going to refund you. So you need to focus on income. So you can't give yourself an excuse for not investing in the right kind of space. So the focus now, while you're doing those analysis, while you have understood cash flow, you also need to understand the kind of real estate that you need to participate in. So the first one is to focus on what is the cost of this project. The second one is also what is the average income of this area. What is the average income? Number 3 is to find out what are the things that brings in people into this place. What is the migration status of this area? What makes people come into this place, for example? I was telling somebody, I said, you know why your project, I was telling the property developer, I said to a property developer recently, I said, you know what you need to do? You need to increase the size of footprint that will come into your project. I said, you know what? Organize something that brings people into the place, into that space. Organize. That makes people come into that space. Because you need gossip, man. You need people to gossip about your projects. That project. You know, Tony, you need people. You need rumor. You need it. You need people to talk behind your back about the project, because it is those things that brings traction. You know why? Because our minds are so curious that when we hear gossip, what do? We begin to find out if it's true or not. So we find out if it's true. So you need to build on the curiosity of the people. That's why you need to take it, because guys, real estate is not about building structure. It's not about building a theater. It's not about having pillars, strong foundation, and all of that. It is beyond that. It's about people. So wherever the people are gathered are the places that you need to focus on. Focus as cash flow. That is why if you list out the top 10 areas to invest in Lagos, Mushin is number 5. Oshodi is also included. Areas like Lagos Island. They will begin to talk about Lekki. Areas like Yaba, where you have footprints, technology brings people, young school bring people to Yaba on a regular basis. So you need to look at what are the uniting factor. In Mushin, it is markets. Even if you have a face me, I face you apartment, bro, the market people will come and ask for a space, either to pay 1,000 naira every day or 500 naira for them to just store, for you to just house their goods. If it's their tin tomatoes, their tin milk, and all of that, they need space to be able to house, because the warehouses are overcrowded, and they need your own space. So they're paying you good money, even though the area, you may not like to live in that area. But guess what? Because of the commercial space that you are currently in, you're able to generate income, even if you are not a landlord. So just by owning certain space, I know many houses in Mushin that just maybe a three bedroom or a bungalow, somebody will just take the space, just take the space to just be printing stuff. Somewhere in along Olide in Mushin, you have a whole lot of them there. So you need to, what are the things in this particular area? Will it fetch me money? What is the economic status of this area? So once you are able to identify that, bro, invest in it, go and cash out, man. That is the place to put your money into. So once we have been able to identify this, it gives us the credibility that we need to invest in real estate. Number five is that you need to understand. Okay, which one is that? You need to also understand expenses you're going to make on the project. What are the things you're going to put on the project? The facilities that you're going to add to the project. This, if it's swimming pool, what are the things that you need to do to bring the economic life of this project to life? Never leave a property the way you bought it. Never ever leave a property the way you bought it. Add something to it, because it's those things that you add that gingers people to come and participate. Because if it's a property, if it's a 2-bedroom, and you want to leave it as a 2-bedroom, or probably maybe the same way it was, you need to add a bit of excitement to the project, to the property. Add something to it. That's why Airbnb, good sale. Many properties in Lekki that weren't even available, that were even on sale, that people just empty property. The owners of the property are probably made in the UK or in the US, or probably in a foreign country, and the property are just wasting away. By virtue of the Airbnb, what is happening? So an Airbnb that commands maybe 120,000 naira a month, or a day, a night, or let's say 100,000 naira, in 20 days, that property will be 2 million naira. Even if you are going to rent a property in Lekki for maybe a 2-bedroom or a 3-bedroom that is about 4 million naira let's say 4 million naira every year, in 20 days or in 40 days, with 100,000 naira every day, you will have generated close to 4 million naira. Let's even talk about, yes, maybe maintenance. And the other days, you're talking about maintenance and all of that, the clothing, the people who will clean and all of that. Let's say we are adding up maybe another 20 days. So you need what? You need just activity, constant activity for 60 days for you to break even with Airbnb. And that's why most people are cashing out with it. So you need to focus, what is the energy, what kind of thing can I bring into this space? The population of Nigeria is too big for anybody to be investing just for ownership. The space, we have a housing deficit where the construction in Nigeria is less than, the number of total construction in Nigeria is less than 200,000. The houses that we build in Nigeria on a yearly basis is less than 200,000 houses. Yet we have a housing deficit that is more than 10 million. So the disparity is too high. And that's why we need to be able to come together and begin to invest. There is a market for you if you can think right. There's a market for you if you can do your math. And that is where we need to come in. Today, I hope you've been able to learn something today. It has been an exciting day. It has been an exciting day. One of the things we're going to be adding to our conversation on a regular basis is that we're going to be having an opportunity for us to talk to each other, have questions. We need to have that landline, or a line where people can call in and have conversation. Because I know some of us will have questions. We want to be able to ask questions and we will have proper conversation and how that works. And if you have certain questions that you need help on, you can always have that on this platform. So we're going to be having all of that. Straight away, we're also having our AFPIN program, African Investment Group program that is coming up. You need to sign up. Go to the link on my bio right now on Instagram and sign up. Or probably send a DM right about now, after now, to get started. We are getting membership, and it is those people who are members that will be able to participate. There's an investment opportunity that we are going to be presenting to people who want to invest. It's a coded investment that is ungoogleable, that you cannot even search on Google. Let me explain to you. There's a property that we invested in sometime in the month of December, and we decided, okay, you know what? Let us, and the person who invested close to about, I think, 8 million naira for the same property. The property we were selling called Easton, and we said, okay, let's invest. And the person did about 7 plots or so, 7 plots for about 8 million naira. We were even practically begging this person to invest as an investor. He did as an angel investor. Guess what? That same property as of June. Yeah, June. The same June, was it June? As of June. July. Okay, July beginning, 1st of July. 7 months after, or 6 months after, the same property was started selling for 50 million naira. For a property that he invested just 8 million naira in. 8 million naira. In 6 months, the property moved to about 50 million naira. That is, with one investment, he did 7 units. He did 7 units, and all the total we did less than 7 units, less than 80 million naira. So now with 2 plots of land, he will sell and make profit on. Then he will still have about 5 of it. That same property, I bet you the next 2 years, that property will be going for 150 million naira. I bet you can guarantee that I'll come back, I will tell you. That's a property we will be selling in the next 2 years for 150 million naira. For a property he invested just 8 million naira. There are certain property deals that are ungoogleable. And that's why you need to join our community. So it's not just only because we can't be displaying some of this opportunity to everybody. We only display to those people who are members of our community. So I'm inviting you to join our community, Africans Property Investment Group, AFPING. Go on Google, you find it. You go on Google, you go on Instagram, you go on Facebook, you join the community. And there's also something that we're also going to be doing. I need you to go to our YouTube channel. Go and subscribe to our YouTube channel, Coach Chudi. Sign up with Coach Chudi. The reason why I'm saying this is that on Instagram we will not have some of these videos content on Instagram. We'll just only go live. Anybody who wants to watch us will just have an opportunity of watching us live, even also on Facebook. But if you want to have some of this deep content, you will need to go and subscribe to our YouTube channel. So you only get notification per time when we are live. But the real content, it will be where on the YouTube channel. So I'm inviting you, go subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you have not signed up, follow us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram, follow us sign up, subscribe on YouTube, and just to be part of our community. It's going to be an exciting journey. We started. We have a brand new studio that we're running from. I'm excited. It's a cash flow studio, so we're going to be sharing big opportunity to everybody. Now, let us take this message of cash flow to the world. Now, wherever you are, you from UK, you're going to be able to participate. From Ukraine, from America, from Australia, from Bulgaria, from what part of the world? From Burundi, from Seychelles, from where again? Where are we? From Madagascar, from South Africa, from Ghana, from Togo, from Benin. You can begin to join us, because let me tell you this: money does not respect location. Money can be made anywhere. Cash flow can be generated anywhere. And wherever you start from is your platform. So like, come your way again next time. This is Chudi Kalu, but I'm the coach. I'm real estate coach, real estate entrepreneur, real estate investor, and real estate developer. So like, come your way again tomorrow. Stay rich and free. God bless you. I did well. Why are you not smiling? You're tired. Like you said, coach is live. We're fine. What we're done with Instagram, right?
Yes. Everything you're saying
So let's we can put it off here. Yes, correct. No, this one is top. Which one are you streaming from?
This is Instagram. This is
YouTube.
YouTube. I'm going to see that.